BoardGameGeek at Gen Con 2019. I'm sitting down with the ever-lovely Ted Allsbach. Hi!
Hi, it's so good to be here.
We were just saying that we always, the two of us, always kick things off for Essen.
Yes.
So we were having a little time warp moment being like, it's Friday, it's Wednesday?
Yes,
No, it's Friday.
Yes. And we're in the U.S.
We're in the U.S.,
Okay,
yeah.
and I'm not really kind of like out of it because of jet lag.
Exactly,
so
yes. But still with Bezier Games,
Yes,
obviously, and you've brought us your new title for this season, which is Silver Amulet.
Yeah, so it's actually just silver.
Excuse me,
Amulet's
yes.
kind of like a sub thing because we have another one coming out called Silver Bullet, which is coming out at Essen, which we'll be talking about.
We'll be talking about that.
We can't talk about it now, so never mind. Ignore that. You didn't hear that at all. So anyway, yeah. So Silver's coming out. It's here. It's at Gen Con. Very excited about that.
And I think by far the thing I've been hearing trending most is like, ooh, the artwork.
Yes.
That because which is something we'll look at in a moment, but that's something I definitely want to highlight.
Is amazing. They did their art for this game and the follow up, and we have actually some more in the future that they've been doing, and we're just like stunned. We love this art. So
it's funny because it's just pretty much a character per card, and I'm not really sure what it was that draws your eye so magnetically, being like, wow.
Yeah, there is something about this style that he does. It's kind of a, we were trying to define it. It's kind of like a Pixar meets DreamWorks, kind of in between, like Brave or the Train Your Dragon type artwork. And that's kind of what it feels like for me, overall. But he doesn't do it with 3D software. He paints these things.
Oh, that's
actually.
even neater.
And everything has such personality. Every single one of these, they have some sort of personality. We've done it so that if you look closely, you'll spot the number of werewolves. That's the number on the card. You'll find that somewhere in the illustration. So.
See, I'm really glad we started off with this. That then now, as we head into a little bit of an overview, keep that thread in the back of your mind. Little hidden accurately hidden werewolves, the style of the art.
Totally.
With that as a segue, let's talk about gameplay.
Yeah, so the basic idea in Silver is that we are each running a village. They're competing villages in the Northeast, and our goal is to have as few werewolves in our village as possible. And you're thinking to yourself, wait, people don't like werewolves? But in reality, they don't want them in their village somehow. So what we're trying to do is get rid of as many as possible. And we're going to play 4 rounds, and at the end of every round, we're going to compare and see who has the fewest werewolves. We'll actually score them up to kind of tally them up, and after 4 rounds, whoever has the fewest total is going to win. The way we're going to do this is with the 5 cards we have. That's kind of your village right there. Initially, you're going to know just 2 of the cards. So why don't we do this? Go ahead, look at 2 of your cards. Just pick any 2 and look at them.
I'll do the outer 2.
All right.
Now, I'm going to not let Ted see. Okay, but I will let. All right. I will let the audience see.
Still not looking.
Okay, all right, go.
You could have held him like this, but that's cool. Whatever, might have been a little easier.
No, it's much more dramatic this way.
Okay, all right, that's good. So we know 2 of our cards now, but we don't know the rest. And so part of what we're going to do is we're going to take low value cards, exchange our higher value cards. So if you had like a 12 or a 13 or something, you might want to exchange it for this lovely 4 here, which is much, much lower. If you happen to have a pair of cards, that's even better, because when you have 2 or more matching cards, you can get rid of them at the same time for any other card. And that's the basic idea. You're going to take a card, you go, oh, it's lower, okay, great, and get rid of higher cards. That's the basic idea of the game. Once you're down to where you think you have lower than anyone else, you call for a vote. At that point, you don't take a turn. Everyone else gets 1 turn to see if they can reduce it even further. We display our cards. If I'm right, I called for a vote and I'm right, I get 0 points, which is great. Best score, you get a 0. You're going to get the sum of your cards. If I'm wrong, however, I get the sum of my cards plus 10. So it's kind of a bet, and I feel pretty confident that I had the lowest one to be able to do that. So that's the basic idea. What we've done with this to make it more interesting for gamers, because that's just kind of trading cards, and it's fine, is every single card has a special power. The low value cards have special powers that are active when they're face up in front of you. So this 4 that's here, we're going to let you go first. We'll play a couple hands here. Okay. But this 4, if you were to take this and put it in your village and trade it out for another card, it's going to give you a special power that on a future turn to pick up 2 cards from here, decide which one you want, put the other one back. So you get extra choice as a result of what you're doing there, which is really, really nice. There's other low value cards that let you look at more cards or just do additional things there. And those are the ones that are face up in front of you. The higher value from 5 and higher are ones when you draw from here, you can look at them and go, I'm going to use this ability, discard it, and use that ability to do something like turn over a card, or maybe steal a card from someone else, or pretty much anything along those lines like that.
So there's a balance that the higher cards might give you a little bit
they give you more power,
juice.
like instant. The lower cards are better if they're face up, but then people see them in front of you, now they're a tempting target for someone to want to steal them from you and keep them for themselves. So there's a really interesting balance of those, the low cards and the high cards, and how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead, you can take this card. or this card. If you take one of these, look at it secretly.
I'm going to take the
You're gonna
face-up
take that
card.
one. That is a very good idea. That's a great card.
And then I trade this out
and then you
with this
discard
one,
that one.
which is
Yep.
a 9.
All right.
So I definitely have.
You upgraded yourself, and you
Yes.
set yourself up for the future with that. So 9's not great. I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this card. I will show it up to the camera. Don't look at this, so people can see what it is. This card has a special power. And the special power of this card is it allows me to look at 2 of my cards. I've already seen these, but I haven't seen these yet. So I'm going to look at 2 of these, and I'll show the camera what those are. All right.
I can look over there and peek if I wanted to.
And I actually didn't look at them that carefully myself. I just showed the camera, so that's not good. So now I know 4 of my cards, which is really good because I can know, if I have low cards here, I don't want to trade those in accidentally. I don't want to get my higher
How
cards.
much ability do I have to peek if I didn't remember?
You
you
have
got
none.
that one
This is
shot.
it. You got one shot at the
that's
beginning.
Okay.
So we're talking about things. And I'm not going to, a mean thing to do is to ask you things like, do you remember your childhood phone number?
Yes.
And then you're like,
yes, I do actually.
Okay, and the last 4 digits of your social security number, all lower digits, high digits, and until eventually you have no idea what you're doing with those cards anymore. What's today's date? Oh, and then,
Now see, that's a hard one.
Yeah, so a lot of things like that, but that's mean, don't do that. Anyway, no, you can't look at them again. There are cards like this one, if like I just drew, that let you look at some of your cards, so that's kind of cool. So now it's your turn, so go ahead and you can take the 7 if you like it, or you
No, I'm
can
gonna draw this one.
And remember, you get 2 to look at.
Oh, I get 2 to look at, and then
You can choose which one of those you would like.
Well, so here's the little thing. Do I put this one back on the
one you don't
top?
want, put it back. Yep.
And then I'm actually going to exchange it with this one because
Okay,
I
but
have
that stays face down.
Oh, that's still face
Because
down.
you drew it face down.
And then
Perfect.
we'll get
and
rid
you
of
get rid of that 5, which you know about. All right. And so that's cool in the future because now you'll be able to take a card and get rid of both of those 4s.
Which was my thought, but
Yep.
yes, yeah.
So
Yep.
my turn again. I'll take a card here, show it up there. This is cool. This allows me to turn a card face up. So I have a whole bunch of cards here. I haven't seen this one yet. I'll turn this one face up. That's awesome.
2.
It's a 2. This gives me a special power. It's in front of me to look at any one of my cards. I happen to have already seen these, but because we're talking about numbers here, probably going to forget what they are. So I'll just take another peek at this one. Every turn I get to use this power to look at a card. So if you would switch something with me, I'll see what it is.
You can, right, so you
that
have
sort of
more
thing.
knowledge from now on.
That's it. So go ahead. And you can take the 5 and trade it for something or turn to the card.
So yeah, I think people probably get
we're
the
gonna
pattern
there.
of
So
this
eventually
now.
You're gonna get down. Hopefully you're going to get rid of a bunch of cards. You're going to have a low sum there. Someone's going to call for a vote. It's going to be very exciting. If you win your vote, you also get this amazing silver amulet, which is why it's the amulet subtitle there. That you get to use the next round to protect the card. So for instance, maybe if I have this, I could put it there. Nobody can ever steal this, and I have this the rest of the round. So this is like a guaranteed card that I don't have to worry about anyone doing anything. The bad part is it's protected even from me, so I can't even change it out. So a very low number of cards is a good one to do this to. A higher number of cards you probably don't want
Right, so you have to commit to locking that in at that
Absolutely,
point. Yeah. How long do you think a full game would take?
Once you've played once, it takes less than a half hour for 4 players to play a full game. First time through, probably 45 minutes or so.
And then what's the distribution of cards? Not 1, 2...
It's 0 to 13. There's 4 of everything, but there's only 2 zeros and 2 13s.
Which is a lot of opportunity for really good art.
Yes, there is. And you
So
can see
there's
that. So you can see
13
some of it up
werewolves
there.
hidden on the 13?
Yeah, so there's a 13 right there. We have a big version of 13 there, and if you show that, the camera, you can see where the werewolves are. They're actually in the back of a mirror. There's 12 werewolves there, and then one in the center for 13.
So while I'm holding this, I wanted to mention that, and a little less applicable when you're watching this later after Gen Con, but you guys have been hiding big versions of these cards all over the hall that if people find them, they get to come back and get a goodie from your booth, which I was
and
like,
so
what fun.
If there's people here at Gen Con who are watching this, which is possible, and there's some people out here, but they're not paying that much attention. They're like doing all their own stuff. But there's actually one in the BGG booth. Somewhere. Good luck. I don't know if it's still here. I don't know if it's been found yet or not, but there was one here.
Actually, I don't know if it's been found yet either.
So
but
there was one this morning here.
But I know where it's hidden, though.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's see if we can find it.
I was consulted on where would be a good place to hide it. So if it hasn't been found,
so
I know
they
where
bring
it
it to our booth,
is.
and they'll get themselves a free copy of silver. So.
Well, Ted, as always, it's a pleasure talking with you
great.
and having you show us your latest and greatest,
Absolutely.
which for this season is silver from Bezier Games. And thank you again.
Thank you.